Good morning. It's Friday, May 23rd. Here's what we're working on this morning. Canada Post Union has launched a nationwide overtime ban for 55,000 workers.
A landfill search for a Hamilton woman missing since December has been extended.
And Hamilton, Shea, Gilgis, Alexander, and the OKC Thunder fend off the Timberwolves again. It's Friday.
It is Friday, and it's not raining.
What? ¿Qué pasa, Brian?
What's going on?
Yeah, what is happening? I mean, we've got so used to just looking out and it being pouring rain,
and it was raining quite hard when the two of us came in.
Yes.
But I looked outside the window and I'm like, something wrong with the sky. We don't know what to do if it's not raining.
Yeah, and we will. I will give you some good news because you're looking for rain. We will get a little bit today.
Okay.
Oh, it's not good news. I know. It's got the rain that we have had for how many days now is going to taper off to just some scattered showers. So that's a bit of an improvement anyhow. So there will be showers today, but again, this cool air mass is just sitting across us and isn't leaving. We're only going to hit 12 degrees today, and tomorrow, again, unfortunately, the clouds and showers stick around. It won't be until Sunday now that we're looking at some sunshine, but we're not looking at milder temperatures. It's going to stay on the cool side right straight through the weekend and into next week as well. So temperature at the moment is sitting at 7, climbing to 12. That's about it for the day today, and some showers again. We'll talk about that coming up. Looking at traffic, it's Friday, so volume's light. No problems, 403 and Waterdown Road. That's our exclusive camera. We'll check some other MTO traffic cameras. Nikola Tesla Boulevard. Pretty light volume, a little bit of wet roads here, as you can see. Top of the Burlington Skyway, so Toronto bound away from us on that. Toronto bound towards us here at Burloak. And of course, we got the good news yesterday that the link is not closing this weekend. The Skyway Bridge lanes that they had planned to close, not this weekend as well. So that'll be next weekend. All right, we'll look at weather and traffic in detail coming up. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks, Brian. The union representing about 55,000 Canada Post employees has called for a countrywide overtime ban as negotiators continue to review the latest global offers from the Crown Corporation. Simone Gavros joins us live from the Letter Carrier Depot in Hamilton with the details.
Well, Rick, the overtime ban is still considered legal strike action, but there's going to be no rotating strikes or any work stoppage taking place at this time. So work is still going to be continuing, but it's still not clear on how strike action might escalate at this point. Now, this ban on overtime means that workers are being told that they have to refuse any work beyond 8 hours a day and 40 hours a week. They were looking for Canada Post to agree to a 2-week truce to continue negotiations, but they say the company refused that. So they did an overtime ban to minimize disruptions to the public and lost days to members. This comes after the two sides failed to reach a deal during a last-minute meeting yesterday. Canada Post says the meeting lasted less than half an hour. Earlier this week, the Crown Corporation presented new global offers, including wage increases of a little more than 13% over 4 years. The union says the offer falls short, and they're looking for a 19% wage hike to keep up with inflation. Now, Canada Post is warning of possible delays because of this overtime ban, and they said they'll let customers know if strike action ends up escalating. For now, Annette, back to you.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, Hamilton police are extending the search of a landfill for signs of a woman missing nearly 6 months. The search of the Glanbrook landfill was supposed to wrap up today. That's where garbage from Shalini Singh's downtown Hamilton apartment building was deposited. The search started in late February and is now expected to continue into next week. Now, Singh's family reported her missing December 10th after not being able to reach her. Police are investigating the possibility that Singh was killed in her apartment and removed from the building through its garbage disposal system.
Burlington's mayor has condemned a video shot in her city that shows a person doing a Nazi salute. Mayor Marianne Mead Ward posted a statement which says, in part, "This act is hateful, offensive, and has no place in our city or anywhere." She also calls on X, where the video was shared, to strengthen its content moderation. The video has since been removed, but not before Kanye West shared it with his millions of followers. This is a screen capture from it. The video was shot outside the Burlington Chick-fil-A restaurant to a Kanye West song. Halton police are reviewing the images.
Arrests have been made after a Burlington man was falsely accused on drug charges in the Dominican Republic. It took 5 weeks for the charges against David Bennett to be dropped, another 5 weeks for him to be allowed out of the country. David, his wife Jane, and 2 friends were flying to the Dominican in late February. David was stopped at the airport when they tried to come home and was arrested over a bag that was found at the airport with drugs that has a similar name tag labeled Davy Bennett. After working with lawyers in Canada and the Dominican Republic, the charges were finally dropped, but David says waiting to come home, that was the hardest part.
I was literally doubting whether I was going to make it to the finish line. And it's hard to believe, given the fact that I was innocent, but I didn't have faith in just the process there. And in the back of my mind, I felt like that I was never getting out of there.
In a statement to CHCH News, the RCMP says investigators have arrested individuals in the matter, but didn't go into specifics. They also wrote, tampering with baggage tags is an activity that may be carried out by airport insiders cooperating with smugglers. The insiders switch tags without the consent or knowledge of the traveler. The investigation continues.
More than $11 million worth of illegal cannabis plants have been seized in Norfolk County. Over 11,000 plants were found growing in a greenhouse in St. Williams last month, but police are just now releasing the information. OPP got the call after a referral from Health Canada regarding cannabis being grown in contravention of issued registrations. Police also found about 75 pounds of dried processed cannabis. No charges have been laid, and the OPP say the investigation is ongoing.
An Ontario judge will rule today whether texts sent by former World Junior hockey player Brett Howden can be used as evidence at the sexual assault trial of 5 of his former teammates. Howden was questioned yesterday in a voir dire, which is essentially a trial within the trial, about a 2018 text exchange with teammate Taylor Radish, who also wasn't charged. In it, Howden describes some parts of the June 19, 2018 encounter at the heart of this trial, including a moment when he says one of the accused, Dylan Dubé, slapped the complainant on the buttocks. The Crown says the texts are needed because of gaps in Howden's memory. Dubé, Michael McLeod, Alex Formanton, Carter Hart, and Callan Foote have all pleaded not guilty in the case to sexual assault. Hundreds of people are going to be lacing up tomorrow morning in Niagara for the Rankin Cancer Run. It starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow at Brock University. When the volunteer run started almost 20 years ago, cancer patients in Niagara had mainly to travel to Hamilton or Toronto for their treatment. Since then, the event has raised more than $12 million. All of that money has been distributed to Niagara hospitals, rehab programs, and Hospice Niagara. And all of the money raised at the Niagara event stays in Niagara. What a special ceremony held at Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's old stomping grounds in Hamilton to celebrate his NBA MVP win. He is only the second Canadian to take home the title after Steve Nash won in 2005-2006. And before he was the MVP of the league, SGA was a Sir Alan McNabb Lion. His former coaches say it was really his hard work that set him apart even then.
Like Shea was just always a gym rat, so he had a skill set, but it wasn't leading anyone at that time to believe that he might have been the MVP, right? So, but he's just a relentless gym rat, and this is no coincidence that everything is panning out in his favor right now.
And outside the gymnasium, where a young Shea Gilgeous-Alexander honed his skills, there's now a giant mural honoring the 26-year-old. I love that mural.
It's amazing. Whoever did that is super talented. Time for Sportsline now, and the Carolina Hurricanes can't buy a win in the NHL's Eastern Conference Final after getting swept in the third round of the Stanley Cup playoffs in 2009, 2019, and 2023. The Canes are down 2-0 this year.
All right, Clyde. Tries to put it through Rosselrick and Verhage with a tip wide. Verhage off the pad of Anderson, they score! Sam Bennett bangs home the rebound with 39 seconds left in the period, and it's 4-0 Florida.
Sam Bennett scored 2 goals as the defending champion Panthers blasted the Canes 5-0 last night. Sergei Bobrovsky made 17 saves for his 3rd shutout of these playoffs and the 6th of his career. Florida will host Game 3 tomorrow night. Tonight, the Oilers are in Dallas, where Edmonton will try to even the West Final at 1-1. It's the end of the Shanahan plan in Toronto. The Maple Leafs say Brendan Shanahan will not return as team president, ending his 11-year run in TO, which included 9 straight playoff appearances, but just 2 series victories. The Leafs recently gave him permission to seek a front office job with the New York Islanders. MLSE president and CEO Keith Pelley will address the media at 1 o'clock this afternoon. The PWHL final is all square at a game apiece. Minnesota's Britta Curl-Salemi tied the game with 15 seconds left in the 3rd period and then scored in overtime as the Frost shocked Ottawa 2-1. The best of 5 series shifts to Minnesota for Game 3 tomorrow.
Off the boards with it is Jensen, shoots it, rebound, score! Olsen!
Now, this was a stunner. Canada is out of the World Hockey Championship after a shocking 2-1 loss to Denmark in the quarterfinals. The Danes scored 2 goals in the final 2 minutes to beat the 28-time world champions, who had a roster that included Sidney Crosby and Nathan MacKinnon. Well, a day after winning the NBA MVP award, Hamilton's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led Oklahoma City to a 118-103 win over Minnesota. SGA scored 38 points last night. He added 8 assists and 3 steals as the Thunder grabbed a 2-0 lead in the West Final.
Through the left side, a base hit. And Nathan Lucas walks it off.
Nathan Lucas hit a walk-off single in the 11th inning as the Blue Jays beat the Padres 7-6 to complete a 3-game sweep of San Diego. Toronto went 5-4 on their 9-game homestand and are now 25-24 on the season. The Bluebirds open a 6-game road trip tonight in Tampa Bay. The puck drops on the Memorial Cup tonight in Rimouski, Quebec. The OHL champion London Knights are back in the tournament after losing in last year's championship game. They will face off against Rimouski, Moncton, and Medicine Hat. The Oceanic will meet the Tigers tonight, while London's first game is tomorrow against the Wildcats. The final is set for June 1st. And we are one sleep away from cheering on the Tiger Cats as they get ready to host the Argos in their CFL preseason opener tomorrow night at Hamilton Stadium. There are some new faces at training camp this year, including all-star receiver Kenny Lawler.
Lots to still learn, but I'm excited. I love the offense. I love the philosophy, and I think once I get everything and it's all locked in, I think the fit is going to be 100%.
Tomorrow's game between the Ticats and defending Grey Cup champion Argonauts is one of 4 preseason contests being played across the league.
All right, 13 minutes after 6 o'clock, let's get you into this Friday morning, and conditions are improving slowly. Oh, we'll talk about that coming up. Let's talk traffic. First of all, it's Friday, so volume's usually a little bit lighter. We have no collisions at the moment. Not a lot of volume. 403 and Waterdown Road, that's our exclusive camera. It's doing fine, so nothing to see right there. All around the Hamilton area doing okay. MTO traffic cameras, St. Catharines will start there. QEW Martindale, raindrops on the camera, but it's not really raining through here. Nikola Tesla Boulevard looks good. Nothing at Fairview. Actually, it looks like it's trying to dry up there. What? Here's the Ford plant, the Toronto bound towards us, very light volume, and the QEW at Dixie doing fine so far this morning. So let's check what we have as we start this Friday morning. Our temperature at the moment, well, on the cool side, below seasonal to start a day, about 7 degrees at the moment. The winds, not too bad, west at about 21. The relative humidity is up there. What is that? Is that some yellow thing in the sky? What is that? Huh? We're calling it a mostly cloudy sky at the moment. It'd be nice to see a little bit of sunshine, but it looks like today is going to be fairly cloudy. So if you see some blue sky and some sun, enjoy it. We are looking at 12 degrees for the high today. Bit of a west wind, and there's that chance of showers on and off throughout the day. No problems with air quality today in the low risk category. Here's the precipitation that we have had. We have had some throughout the overnight hours. As you can see, that's the area of green. We're going to see, as I said, maybe just a bit of blue sky for the day today, but that ridge of high is going to try to help us, but that low pressure system is troughing back across southern Ontario, going to keep us fairly cloudy for today, fairly cloudy again for tomorrow. Both days chance of showers, then it looks like we'll get some sunshine by Sunday. So today, temperature way below seasonal once again. We got to 12 yesterday, 12 today generally, but there's that cloud shower scenario. Tonight, once again, chance of showers. Temperatures about the same as we have now, 6, 7, and 8 degrees for tonight. How about for tomorrow, for Saturday? Does it get better? Well, it'll climb a little bit temperature-wise to 15 and 16 degrees, but once again tomorrow, there is a chance of a shower. We have had officially over 60 millimeters of precipitation in just the past couple of days. Some areas have received a bit more. So out the door, May the 23rd, temperature right now sitting at 7. That's cool below seasonal to start a morning, and it is mostly cloudy. We'll look long range coming up. Annette, Rick.
Okay, thank you.
Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And Stelco is now selling its product exclusively in Canada. The details coming up next. Let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. Emily, what's going on in Chit Chat this morning?
Hi, good morning. Well, Kim Kardashian has a big reason to celebrate. She is one step closer to becoming a lawyer. And Disney unveils its first look at Zootopia 2. Wow. It's so good. It's so good.
Or should we go ha ha ha?
That's the best. And later this morning, remember that moment that OceanGate's Titan submersible was lost? Mm-hmm. Well, now it's a focus for a new documentary on Netflix. Wow. We'll chat about that.
Okay.
In business news this morning, our dollar is up 25 basis points to 72.39 cents U.S. as economic indicators suggest the Bank of Canada may pause rate cuts, boosting demand for the currency. Gold is nearly $30 an ounce higher, and crude is down 36 cents, trading under $61 a barrel U.S. In midday European trading, markets are up in London and Frankfurt, but down slightly in Paris.
In Asia, markets were up today in Tokyo and Hong Kong, down though in Shanghai. On North American markets, Bay Street saw a bit of a bounce back yesterday, lifting by 15 points. Good performance by the financial sector. On Wall Street, the Dow lost a point and the Nasdaq gained 53.
Canada's finance minister says G7 talks in Banff, Alberta were productive.
Have reiterated our support for Ukraine against Russia's illegal invasion, including to ramping up sanctions if necessary, and to support efforts to foster private sector participation in the recovery and in the reconstruction of Ukraine.
Obviously, tariffs are on all of our minds, and the discussion very much did include a focus on improving the dialogue around tariffs and on fixing the problems in the global trading system. The communique highlights that we are pleased to see that uncertainty has come down, but we clearly have more work to do.
Next month, U.S. President Donald Trump will join G7 leaders near Calgary. The summit runs from June 15th to the 17th.
Stelco's parent company, Cleveland-Cliffs, says it's only going to sell steel made by Stelco in Canada. It's because of the 25% tariffs if it were to be imported to the United States. Before this latest round of tariffs, 70% of Stelco sales were in Canada, 30% in the U.S. Now 100% of Stelco sales will be in this country. Owner Cleveland-Cliffs has also had to idle plants south of the border, resulting in nearly 2,000 American steelworkers being laid off. There have been no layoffs of unionized workers in Hamilton, but some non-union staff have reportedly been let go.
The Windsor plant, belonging to carmaker Stellantis, is postponing production on the 2026 Dodge Charger Daytona RT. The company says the temporary halt comes as it continues to evaluate the impact of current U.S. tariff policies. Stellantis says the decision will not impact employment at the Windsor facility. The automaker will continue to produce other versions of the Dodge Charger at the plant.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break right now. Brian is back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast. It is ever evolving.
24 minutes after 6 o'clock on the 23rd of May, more importantly, Friday. Let's look at our MTO traffic cameras. A little bit of a shower here at the QEW at Glendale. Fairly wet roads, but no volume. Top of the Burlington Skyway, still moving nicely. Same with Burl Oak. We'll flip ahead to Lorne Park going through Mississauga. So on that shot, Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us. And then we'll flip ahead to into Mississauga further. That's the 403 west of Mavis Road. Toronto-bound away from us. All doing fine. Oh, the only problem that we do have right now is on the 403 going through Ancaster, 403 eastbound just past the Highway 6 cutoff. So there's a bit of a backlog there. All right, to our temperatures, we're sitting at 7 degrees at the moment in Hamilton, 8 Grimsby, Mississauga, 9 for Toronto. Seasonals now this time of year, 9 for the overnight low, 20 for the daytime high. We haven't been there in days. Has it been weeks? Wow, it seems like it anyhow. We got to 12 yesterday. Those are our sun times and records for today. And yeah, there's a chance of showers for the day today. It's not going to be a steady rain like we had yesterday. It'll be on and off showers. 9 for the first bell and 12 for after school. And that's all we're going to hit for today. 12 degrees with that chance of showers. 7 overnight, again, chance of showers tomorrow. It's a slim chance of showers, but it is there. 15 degrees. At least we get some sun back for Sunday into Monday. 15 and 18, and then clouds, and then back to showers for Wednesday. That's your forecast. And Rick.
Thanks, Brian. Finding Nemo wasn't just hard for his dad. It turns out clownfish can make themselves smaller.
Oh, it's just as well. He might be hungry.
Don't worry. Whales don't eat clownfish. They eat krill. Oh, look, krill.
Researchers at Newcastle University in England have found that clownfish shrink when ocean temperatures rise. Most clownfish they examined shrank and had more plasticity as water temperatures rose. They say that helps the fish minimize the heat stress that is potentially fatal for other sea creatures. And with that, we're just going to keep swimming right into break.
Yes, so that's the opposite of shrinkage.
Yes.
Stay with us. More to come after the break. Good morning.
And one